Hey folks, and welcome back to another video. So this is the final part 3 of my August wrap up. You probably heard me say in the earlier installments of this video that I have decided to split up into 3s because I was reading so much, which is great, but also it makes it quite daunting when it comes to sitting down for you guys and watching the whole thing, but also editing it. So 3 was the perfect split for me. So kicking off this one with Seed by Anaya Alborn. This one is set in the vine-twisted swamps of Louisiana. The shadows have teeth. Jack has spent most of his life running from something no one else can see. His childhood is his darkest secret, but after a near-fatal accident along a deserted road, the darkness he was sure he'd escaped rears its ugly head and smiles. This time he isn't the only one who sees the soulless eyes of the past. This time his 6-year-old daughter Charlie leans into his ear and whispers, "Daddy, I saw it too." And then she begins to change. With reliving the nightmares of his childhood, Jack watches as his daughter spirals into the shadows that had nearly consumed him 20 years before. But Charlie isn't the only one who's changing. Jack never outran the darkness. It's been with him all along, and it's hungrier than ever. So this is horror, and it was the final pick for the Horror Summer Camp book club that I was participating in, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I loved that it took the kind of classic tropes of child possession, but it created more of a psychological and eerie narration around it, which gave this fresh, unique feel to the story. I thought the characters were excellent to read about, and I loved how we flipped back and forth to Jack's early life and his present. You could really kind of hone in to this deep, guttural, instinctual fear that Jack was feeling for his family, having this demonic presence from the past coming back and, you know, preying on the vulnerable of his family. I kind of wish we did get a bit more information about the dark entity itself. I wasn't sure how it's going to end, but it definitely shocked me in a good way, if you could say that. Next up, I finished a book for Black Tide Coffee Book Tours, and this is Dark Beauty by Redman. I'll give you the synopsis, but I have got a little bit of a review on my Instagram, so feel free to check that out if you'd like. So this is following twin identical sisters, Tessa and Kristen, who are completely beautiful. They have everything they ever could want. So many doors are open for them, but they're very different beneath their faces. Tessa is very laser focused on a career in medicine. I think she wants to be a neurologist, whilst Kristen sets her sights on fortune and fame, and she kind of needs the novelty of being identical twins to spark that career for her. So she really drags Tessa into doing things she doesn't want to do just to kickstart, but it's never just a kickstart. You can see as the manipulation starts from the beginning. On the night of the pair's debut into the film industry, it abruptly completely changes their life forever as they're subject to an acid attack. And from there they kind of drop off the face of the earth, but secrets are revealed. So yeah, I do have some thoughts on my Instagram page if you are interested, but overall I gave it a rating of 3 stars. I decided to pick up the first book in the You Are Your Own Fairy Tale series, which is a collection of poetries by Amanda Lovelace, and this one was called Break Your Glass Slippers, and this was an audiobook that I listened through my library app, and it was read by the author as well. So it's the first instalment, and this one is about overcoming those who don't see your worth, even if that person is sometimes yourself. And yeah, I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. I wasn't really as emotionally attached to this as I thought I would be and hoped I would be. I totally understand that, you know, poetry resonates with the individual at different phases of their life, and I can still appreciate the merit and the kindness in the words and appreciate that regardless. And lastly, for the month, we definitely finished on a high with a rating of 4.5 stars. My favourite so far in the series, as you guys have known from previous wrap-ups so far for the month. I have been reading the Mortal Instruments books by Cassandra Clare, so I was on to book 3, City of Glass, and that's the final book that took me through the end of the month. So this is following the chaos of war. The shadow hunters must decide to fight with the vampires, werewolves and other downworlders, or against them. Meanwhile, Jace and Clary have their own decision to make. Should they pursue the love they know is a mortal sin? So yeah, I absolutely adored this one. I really enjoyed seeing the magical world of Idris, or Alicanta. I don't know if one was like the capital city. They kind of used it interchangeably in my mind. I think being in this world and seeing like the different culture there created even more enjoyment and helped to make this one probably one of my favourite reads out of the series so far. There were so many pivotal points that happened in here for plot development and progress that it felt like a satisfying conclusion. I almost wonder if originally was it like a series of trilogies, because that felt like a contained story arc within these 3 books, and I wonder now how it's going to progress in the next couple of books. The family dynamics got so messy, so complex, and I was constantly shocked by the different reveals. It was fantastic. I loved how Simon flourished in this book. From the beginning I've just wanted to see him succeed. I've been rooting for him from the get-go, so it was so nice to see him come more into himself, I would say. I really loved seeing the dynamic between the Nephilim and the Downworlders, especially as it adapted throughout the story. But yeah, I absolutely adored this one. Looking forward to picking up book 4. So that is it finally for my August reads. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall catch you in another video soon. Bye!
Yeah, Justin Diamond, Alvin, let's go. Yeah. I'm in the whip with authority, looking like Skybri, she got a body, ayy. And she been calling me daddy lately, want me to put her in Cartiers, and the deserve it. Put in work for the money, she earn it. Give me top every night, lip service. Now I gotta block these, she worth it. I'm out in Abu Dhabi, with a bad look like Skybri, ooh, right beside me. In the phantom off that body, yeah. Abu Dhabi, with a bad look like Skybri, ooh, right beside me. In the phantom.